Thank you. The gentleman from Utah, Mr. Owens.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Secretary Walsh. In recent sub-regulatory guidance from the Employee Benefits Security Administration, EBSA, sets concerning precedent of the department choosing which investments are inherently appropriate or inappropriate in the ERISA retirement plans. Recent news articles have quoted EBSA officials justifying issuing such guidance to avoid notice and comment rulemaking because there was not enough time. Secretary Walsh, does DOL believe that it's authorized to issue guidance in lieu of engaging in notice and comment rulemaking when it believes there is an evolving regulatory landscape?
Are you talking about the cryptocurrency?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we made a recommendation because we were concerned about employees having 20% of their retirement savings put in cryptocurrency, and I think that our role is to make sure that we're protecting the rights of American workers and the investments going in. And since we've made that determination, we've seen lots of losses in the cryptocurrency space.
I guess the question is, though, do you feel DOL is qualified to make certain guidance without the input of the experts in that industry or around that industry?
Well, I think anytime that to my knowledge, anytime that our folks at EBSA have been making any type of either whether it's a rulemaking process or a recommendation, we take very seriously having conversations with the industry professionals. So it's not just something that's randomly done. We do have those conversations to make sure we're not making a rule, we're not making a determination based off of a personal feeling. We should never do that. We should always be talking to the field experts in what we do.
Well, my understanding is that the engagement of the field expert is the notice and comment rulemaking process, correct?
That's the rulemaking process.
Okay, so it seems that we did not go through that process. Maybe I'm getting this wrong, but did they go through the traditional notice and comment rulemaking process in making the decision on this investments?
I believe that we're looking at potentially going through a rulemaking process moving forward on the industry as a whole, but this was a one-off, if you will, investment that we wanted to let investors know that we had major concerns about it. We didn't tell them they couldn't do it, but we told them we had major concerns about it.
Okay. A 2017 Harvard study estimated that under the IRAP proposal, the number of occupations commonly filled through apprenticeships could nearly triple from 27 to 74. That number of job openings filled through apprenticeships could expand eightfold up to 3.2 million, and that occupations ripe for apprenticeship expansion could offer 20% higher wages than traditional apprenticeship occupations. The Trump administration created an industry-recognized apprenticeship program to expand apprenticeship programs. It was working with more than 130 new programs developed in a little bit over a year. And most of those programs were in healthcare nursing, which is now experiencing massive labor shortages that threaten people's health and lives. Why did the administration cancel these programs that could offer desperately needed education for healthcare workers?
First and foremost, they weren't good programs. They were duplicate programs from the apprentice program that we have currently. They were not industry proven. And I think about when we think about expanding apprenticeships, we're expanding the apprenticeships that we currently have in this country that have been successful for a long time. I've heard a couple of people here say today that our apprenticeships are old and they're not working right. No, they're absolutely working right. We're creating good pathways, and what we want to do is take the apprenticeship programs we have in our country right now and expand those. So we didn't need a duplicate set of rulemaking to get around the laws.
So in other words, there were not 130 new programs developed in an industry that we needed development in, health and
those. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, we're talking about health, the healthcare industry, and 130 new programs were developed in a little bit over a year. Are you saying that was not a successful process?
It was not a successful process, but we're looking at doing this industry-wide. So when we think, I'll give you an example. One is an example of nursing. We're going to have in the next 10 years, we're going to have a shortage of nurses in this country. We have a real opportunity to make investments in, and I mean, I don't know if you call it apprenticeships, but creating pathways into nursing programs. We're seeing it with the trucking industry, supply chain trucking industry. We cut back on the timeline to create a registered apprentice program with trucking. We have 100 companies now that have signed up that are working to deal in the supply chain issues in our country by doing expanded registered apprenticeship through trucking.
Okay, well, thank you, Mr. Secretary. I'll yield back.
Thank you, sir.